Welcome to an incredible story that begins with a small silver-colored coin we have all seen in our daily lives and ends with astonishment when its hidden value and history are revealed. Today we will talk about the Liberty Quarter Dollar from the year 1974, a coin that millions of Americans spent on groceries, gas, and everyday life without ever realizing that in certain rare and exceptional cases, this very quarter could be worth not just 25 cents but an astonishing $25.9 million in today's collector market. This is not an exaggeration but a reminder that in the world of rare coins, history, rarity and condition can transform something so common into a treasure beyond imagination. The 1974 Liberty Quarter belongs to the long-running Washington Quarter series, which was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. The obverse design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, features the proud portrait of Washington with the word Liberty above his head, the date below his profile, and the national motto "In God We Trust" placed just to the left of his neck. On the reverse of the coin, a powerful bald eagle stands with its wings spread wide, clutching arrows of strength and surrounded by an olive branch of peace. Above the eagle appears the name of the nation, United States of America, and below the denomination quarter dollar. The combination of strength and peace, of liberty and leadership, made this design iconic, and it has remained on American coinage for decades. By 1974, the Washington Quarter was struck in two main mints, Philadelphia and Denver. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, while those struck at the Denver Mint show a small letter D to the right of Washington's ponytail on the obverse. There were also some coins struck at the San Francisco Mint as proof issues for collectors, with the S mint mark. The 1974 quarter was made of a copper-nickel-clad composition, a change that had been introduced less than a decade earlier in 1965 when rising silver prices forced the mint to stop producing circulating quarters in 90% silver. The copper-nickel-clad coin has a copper core with outer layers of copper and nickel bonded together, giving it a silver-like shine but no intrinsic precious metal value. So how does a quarter that was minted by the hundreds of millions in 1974 become worth millions today? The answer lies in rarity, errors and extraordinary preservation. Let us first look at preservation. The grading scale that collectors use ranges from 1 at the lowest to 70 at the highest, with 70 representing a perfect coin that shows no flaws even under magnification. Most 1974 quarters that circulated in the pockets of everyday Americans show signs of wear, scratches, dulling, or discoloration. These coins are only worth their face value of 25 cents. However, the small number of quarters that have survived in pristine condition, untouched by circulation, blazing with original luster, and free of any marks, have become treasures for collectors. Coins graded at the top levels, such as Mint State 67 or Mint State 68 by professional grading services, are extremely rare and often command prices in the thousands and even tens of thousands of dollars. At the very top of the population, if a coin exists in Mint State 69 with perfect surfaces and blazing eye appeal, it can break records at auction and attract national attention. Now let us turn to the world of minting errors and varieties. It is here that we find the spectacular examples of the 1974 quarter that have reached values in the millions. Errors occur when something unusual happens during the minting process. A coin might be struck on the wrong planchet, for example on a leftover silver planchet, or even on a planchet meant for another denomination such as a dime or a nickel. These wrong planchet errors are extremely valuable because they create unique coins that collectors cannot resist. Another type of error is the double die, where the design elements such as the letters in Liberty or the date show clear doubling. These double die quarters from 1974 are very rare and highly sought after. Off-center strikes where part of the design is missing because the planchet was not properly aligned, also create fascinating collectibles. In some cases, coins have been discovered with dramatic die breaks, cracks or cuts, leaving raised blobs of metal on the surface. Each of these unusual features transforms an ordinary quarter into a one-of-a-kind collectible. The market value of the 1974 quarter has been driven higher by collector demand, rarity, and the competitive nature of auctions. Wealthy collectors are always searching for the finest known examples, the coins that stand above all others in grade, luster and uniqueness. When such a coin appears at auction, bidding wars can erupt and final prices can climb to levels no one could have predicted. Reports of certain 1974 Liberty quarters reaching values as high as $25.9 million represent these rare moments when condition, rarity and demand align perfectly. Let us take a moment to imagine what such a coin might look like. You open an old roll of coins that has been sitting untouched for decades. One quarter stands out immediately. Its shine is brilliant, its surface is clean. You take out a magnifying glass and begin to look closer. You notice that the word Liberty shows unusual doubling, or perhaps the coin feels slightly different in weight, suggesting it was struck on a wrong planchet. You realize you may be holding a piece of history, a coin that has survived in perfect form, a coin that could be valued not in cents but in millions of dollars. This is the thrill of coin collecting, the dream that keeps people searching through jars of change and old coin rolls, always hoping to find the next hidden treasure. The history of the 1974 quarter is also important to understand. This was a time of change in America. The nation was dealing with economic uncertainty, the aftereffects of the Vietnam War and the Watergate scandal that would eventually lead to the resignation of President Richard Nixon. Coins from this period serve as everyday reminders of the challenges and changes of the era. The quarter, with its proud image of George Washington, symbolized stability and tradition during a time when the nation was searching for balance. Collectors who value the 1974 quarter are not only investing in a piece of metal but also in a piece of history. Each coin tells the story of its time, the technology of its minting, the people who used it, and the values it represented. The fact that some of these coins have survived in extraordinary condition or with spectacular errors only makes them more fascinating. So when we say the Liberty quarter dollar from 1974 is worth a lot of money, we mean that in rare circumstances, certain examples with the right combination of preservation, rarity, and error can be worth as much as $25.9 million. This is why collectors continue to search, why auctions continue to break records, and why the humble quarter remains one of the most beloved and exciting coins in American history. If you have a 1974 quarter, take a close look. Check the mint mark, examine the surfaces, study the letters and numbers for signs of doubling, and weigh the coin if possible. You might have an ordinary piece of pocket change, but you might also have a treasure worth more than you could ever imagine. The story of the 1974 Liberty quarter reminds us that value is not always obvious. Sometimes the greatest worth hides in plain sight, waiting for someone with curiosity and knowledge to uncover it. That is the beauty of coin collecting and the lesson of this remarkable coin.